Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham Ekam, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham Ekam, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham Ekam, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham
Namaste. Every ancient civilization revolved around a question. The entire civilization, their culture, their language, the places of worship, their scriptures, their festivals, their laws, everything revolved around a fundamental question. Let us explore the questions explored by our ancients. And let us also explore the questions that we are exploring today. If you looked at the ancient Egyptians, the question was, where do I go after death? What happens to me after death? Will my queens, my many wives, husbands, servants, jewelry, my pets, my wealth, will it all come with me? Will my organs come with me into the other worlds? Will the good and the bad I do decide where I will go after death? So believing they will come along, they made sure they carried the precious cargo to their graves. They even carried their most faithful servants to accompany them into the other worlds. That is the Egyptian civilization. If you looked at the Chinese civilization, the question was, why does order move into disorder and disorder move into order? What is the reason for these changing seasons and cycles? Why does life itself move in cycles? That is, fame becomes defame. Bad reputation becomes a good reputation. Closeness becoming distance. Distance becoming proximity. Weak becoming stronger. The strong becoming weaker. Why is this movement? Why can't life be one? That was the question which the Chinese grappled with for centuries in their reflections. That is why the yin and the yang sign, where they realize that everything contains the seed of the opposite. That is, the white consists the seed of the black, and the black consists the seed of the white. The good contains the seed of the bad contains the seed of the good. Separation contains the seed of the union, and union contains the seed of separation. And therefore, everything moves in cycles, one emerging into the other. To them, life was about maintaining this harmony without allowing it to swing to extremes. Do you want to know what the question of the modern civilization is? Modern civilization is also based on a question. And the question is, how do I make maximum profit in the least amount of time with least effort possible. And how do I maximize the pleasure with the money I make? So if you look around you, don't you see this in every billboard, in every advertisement? You see this reflected in the thoughts of people of all age groups. If you look at the entire structure of modern civilization, you will find that this is the underlying question. There is an incredible amount of greed. And it has become very common to see young people and adults not focused on developing a skill, not focused on learning, not focused on making a difference as a way to live and way to rise, but constantly focused on how to become a billionaire overnight. To straightaway land an opportunity that will get them, say, a private jet, an opportunity for world travel. And this modern civilization is a global phenomenon. That is why the question of how to make the most profit in the least amount of time with absolutely minimal effort has gripped every nation of the world. And all for what? To have maximum pleasure. That is it. It is very shocking to see that maximizing pleasure has become the purpose of the majority. Is this question shaping your life? If it is so, please know that it would be a disaster. Look into yourself. Ancient Indians had a very different question. People who lived in the land between the Indus and the Saraswati rivers explored a question that no other civilization in the world explored. The entire Hindu civilization for thousands of years explored one single question. The question was, who am I who is thinking the thought? The question was, who is the I that is seeing the starlight? The question was, who is the I that is aware of being aware? They went through a process of intense inquiry for several generations. Sages with their disciples, with their meditations, with their discussions, with their inquiries. They inquired, am I the body? They dismissed it, because they saw that the body they had as a child does not exist today. The body they had as a young person does not exist today. The body they had as a middle-aged person does not exist today. The body of an aged person too is bound to decay. You know how wise these people were? They called the body Sharira. You know, Sharira means that which dissolves, that which changes shape. The word itself, Sharira itself, is a reminder that this dissolving entity is not the real I. And through this entire process of change and decay, in the higher states of consciousness that they experienced an unchanging consciousness that held all these experiences, a consciousness that remained unchanging. Unchanging whether one slept, one dreamt, or was awake. So they knew they were definitely more than the body. They questioned, am I all the experiences I'm having in the wakeful state? Am I the anger, the fear, the love, the pleasure, the satiation? And they dismiss these experiences arising in thought. Because these experiences too, they saw, arise and cease. But yet there was something more that experienced these experiences. They asked, am I these identities that I assume when I come into a position, into a relationship, when I come into a possession of a property? And they dismissed that also, because positions come and go. People walk into your life and walk out of your life. Positions come in and go. They are yours today. Tomorrow they are somebody else. How can the identity built on position and people be true self? But there still was an underlying consciousness that was experiencing all this. Finally, they came upon a brain-shattering experience. They saw that they were not the observed. Anything they observed, they were not that. They were the observing consciousness. They realized, I am consciousness that is unchanging, that is untouched by the ups and downs of life. Unchanging with whatever may get added to me or taken away from me from my life. And they realized they are that consciousness. And the nature of that consciousness they called Sat Chit Ananda. Sat. They called it pure existence. They called it existence because it is the same existence that is in me, that is in the tree, that is in the star, that is in the sky. It is one unitary existence. And that one single existence, one unitary field of consciousness, they said that I am that unitary field of consciousness. Chit, they saw that this existence, this unitary field of consciousness is intelligent. It is sentient. That sentient intelligence that exists in all creation, they saw that I am. And finally, they recognized the nature of this consciousness as Ananda or bliss, causeless, nameless bliss. And they said, that bliss I am. Bliss is an experience you can only know when you experience it, when you feel it. Bliss is not an experience that happens to you because you're pursuing your passion or because you're fulfilling your life's dream or because things are going well for you. Please know, bliss is an experience that arises when you're not pursuing anything. You're not even chasing bliss. When there is stillness of energy, that undiluted energy is bliss. It is not a momentary high. It is when your consciousness is untouched by suffering of any kind. And this bliss is the true nature of consciousness. This is who I am. It is not what comes to me or what gets taken away from me. This bliss I am. This bliss is who you are.